Hey everybody, good afternoon. I hope you're doing good. I just finished reading an article and it just makes me more and more disgusted daily with corporate America and corpses and corporations. It's very sad that corporations are the focus in this world versus the person. You see, a human is also considered a corporation, whereas a monster is an insolvent corporation. But that's a different subject altogether. What I wanted to talk about was an article I just read that really fucking breaks my heart. There's this man, he's 31 years old. He's on the heart transplant list, and he has a child on the way and 2 other children. And they decided last minute, no, we're not going to give you a heart. Why? Because he chose not to do the easy injection. he chose to stand his square on his own human rights as a person and say, no, I am not going to allow you to inject me with this stuff. I'm trying not to say it because YouTube gives the, spankings for telling the truth. And then they call it misinformation. And not just YouTube, but all these apps and other corporate entities that have vested interests. Anyway, so I'll read part of the article here. Man denied heart transplant because he was not vaccinated against, the stuff. So this happened in Boston, so out in Massachusetts. There is a hospital called Brigham and Women's Hospital, and that's where he went to have his procedure. And they said, unless you get the CV, sorry, we're just going to let you not have services provided at our location. Oh boy. I don't know how to word this because I'm supposed to talk in circles and not say what the articles say so that I don't get in trouble and could bypass the censors. Yet these people are reporting it. These other people are doing it. Yet I point it out and then I get scolded for it. Somehow this seems really wrong. But that's typical in society. Scapegoats. The big corporations or the big people or other bigger people or people who think they're bigger people will use lower people who they consider lower to take the fall. So to them, this man, because he hasn't got the CV, which... never mind. Let me just read. Let's read the article. I'm learning to keep my opinions to myself, even though they're valid in my mind. It's better to just read the article for now. So let me just read the article. Boston, Massachusetts. David Ferguson is speaking out passionately on behalf of his son, DJ. He says that the 31-year-old is fighting for his life at Brigham and Women's Hospital and is in desperate need of a heart transplant. My son has gone to the edge of death to stick to his guns, and he's been punished. Excuse me, that's not the right word, but he is being punished. He's been pushed to the limit, Ferguson said. He's been pushed to the limit. The family says he was at the front of the line to receive a transplant, but because he would not receive the CVVC, he is no longer eligible according to the hospital policy. And Ferguson said his son refuses to get the shot. Good for him for standing his ground. It's kind of against his basic principles. He does not believe it. It's a policy they are enforcing, and so because he won't get the shot, they took him off the heart transplant list. Brigham and Women's released a statement saying, and like many other transplant programs in the United States, the CVVC is one of several vaccines and lifestyle behaviors required for transplant candidates in the Mass General Brigham system in order to create both the best chance for a successful operation and also the patient's survival after the transplant. Sure. Dr. Arthur Kaplan is head of the medical ethics at NYU Grossman School of Medicine. He says being VC'd is necessary for this type of procedure. Post any transplant, kidney, heart, whatever, your immune system is shut off, Kaplan said. The flu could kill you, a cold could kill you, CV can kill you. The organs are scarce, and we are going to distribute them, and we are not going to distribute them to someone with a poor chance of living when others who are VC'd have a better chance of post-surgery survival. I'm like pursing my lips and reading like this because I'm so pissed. This is just pitiful. DJ remains at BWH. He is a father of 2 children with a third on the way. The family says that they are not sure what they plan to do. They are thinking about transferring him, but he may be too weak to move. We are aggressively pursuing all options, but we're running out of time. Oh my God, this is terrible. We're running out of time, Ferguson said. While the family says DJ has received great care from doctors and nurses at Brigham and Women's, they just don't agree with the heart transplant CVVC policy. I think my boy is fighting pretty damn courageously, and he has integrity and principles he really believes in, and that makes me respect him all the more, he said, which is why the family is sticking by his side and hope for the best. It's his body. It's his choice, Ferguson said. This is ridiculous. This is just sad. Corporate money versus a living being. We're not going to help you stay alive because you won't take the experiment that we want you to partake in. It's just ridiculous. And you know, part of the reason he does not want to take the injection is because of the fact that it has side effects in some cases that affect the heart. And he's worried that that will cause a heart defect. So he has, not that he needs to explain to anybody why he doesn't want to take a foreign experiment into his body. That should, I'm really trying to just remain neutral and just share the news. And I'm praying that this man gets the help he needs. And I really agree that a lot of these places need to be held accountable. What about military tribunals? What these doctors are doing? What about your oath? What about helping people? What about the do no harm? Come on, corporate pharma. Come on, medical mafia. When are you going to get off the death train and get on the life train? You know, not everything is about money. Just like my daughter. My daughter has fucking stage 4 cancer. Stage 4. And they put off her treatment, her chemo and her radiation. Why? Insurance. So here's my daughter with cancer spreading, but the hospitals, because of their insurance situation, and they want to deny treatment or timely treatment. Okay. Georgia Guidestones, culling of the herd mentality. Signs of the time. It's just sad, you guys. I don't know what to say.